Let's welcome South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace, along with the People's Convoy organizer Maureen Steele. Congresswoman, good to be with you tonight. I want to start with you first because, of course, we're dealing with a very tense situation on the ground. And this really is about mandates, but it's also about freedom. And, of course, you've got the Canadian Prime Minister invoking this act and cracking down on protesters, saying he's not stepping on their freedom. But a lot of people say he actually is.
Right, and he is. I mean, this is an authoritarian decision when you start arresting people for peacefully protesting, freezing their bank accounts. This is about freedom, and 90% of the truckers in Canada, they're vaccinated, and that should be good enough. But these mandates, whether it's vaccine mandates or mask mandates, they are authoritarian. It has affected our supply chain, and just look what happened with the blockade on the Ambassador Bridge. That cost $250 billion in the auto industry. I just, this has to be resolved, and they're not acting and protecting the freedom of the people in their country. And when you look at the relationship between the U.S. and Canada, this is the second largest trade relationship in the world. And we get twice as many exports out of Canada than we do China. And 76% of Canada's exports are bought by Americans. And this is a really big deal and should have been resolved days ago.
Right. And Maureen, I want to get to you because you are one of the organizers of the Freedom Convoy. And I want to read this tweet from the Ottawa police. And this is essentially what they said to the demonstrators. You must leave. You must cease further unlawful activity and immediately remove your vehicle and or property from all unlawful protest sites. Anyone within the unlawful protest site may be arrested. And of course, they did arrest people, Maureen. And so you had some folks today saying, look, we're being peaceful. We're going to leave with honor. Where do we stand right now?
Oh, well, as far as the Canadians go, they absolutely can walk away with honor. I mean, they won. They wanted the mandates lifted, and I think all but one of the provinces has done so. So what they set out to do, they achieved. And it's just a shame that, we're seeing the true colors of the government up there with the freezing of funds and the tyranny that's going on. But well done to our Canadian neighbors, for certain.
And I'm so sorry. I do want to correct myself. You actually are an organizer of the People's Convoy. And so I just wanted to correct that and talk about the kind of movement that we're seeing here, Maureen, because this isn't just about the truckers in Canada. It's not just about the mandates. It's about so much more. And there are people in this country as well that are essentially just fed up with what we're dealing with here, too.
Oh, yes. That is what our convoy is about. It's about our freedom, our liberty. It's about accountability, and it's about the devastation that this COVID-19 pandemic and the handling of it has caused financially to the truckers and to middle-class Americans. They felt it the hardest. It has been devastating. Small businesses have been lost. All of that. It has crushed. It has crushed the little guy, and we need that rectified. We need accountability.
And Congresswoman, I want to come to you on that because when it comes to Washington, when it comes to Congress, there are a lot of conflicting views on this. Obviously, the administration, President Biden, Dr. Fauci, they'd like to keep us masked and shooting up vaccines for eternity, essentially. But there are so many in this country who are saying it's been 2 years of the pandemic. It's just time to move on now.
It is time. It's time for us to be able to make healthy decisions for ourselves, our kids, our families, and how we operate at work. And let's face it, COVID-19 has been hard enough for 2 years, let alone with all these mandates. And what the Biden administration has done, requiring the mandates on the businesses of 100 employees or more, as they did last year, that's unconstitutional. We've got to move our economy forward. The supply chain was hit hard enough pre all these mandates, and it's only going to exacerbate the situation. I go to the grocery store every weekend with my kids. I see the empty grocery shelves. When I fill up my truck at the gas station, I see that the gas costs me 50% more today than it did a year ago. And we're in a heck of a situation, and we've got to work together to get through it. But that also means protecting our freedoms and allowing us to go to work and school to the best of our ability and deal with this in the best way that we can. My kids have suffered. I got to tell you, the last 2 years, my kids have suffered in school. It's heartbreaking to watch as a mom, and I see it at families across the country. But I do want to commend what was going on with the protests in Canada. I would love to see a convoy go down to our southern border. Imagine what we could do if we had that kind of energy blockading the 2 million illegal immigrants that tried to come over our border last year. Right? Our Border Patrol needs help.
You're right. And one of our reporters, Jeff Flock, was up there and he was interviewing the truckers. And Maureen, they were saying things like, we're not here to cause a ruckus. We're just here to peacefully assert our right to protest. And we want people to understand that we're fighting for freedom. We're against these mandates, but this Emergencies Act that the Prime Minister invoked, he can do things like arrest them, tow away the trucks. He can also suspend their driving licenses, which is really the key to their living. And even go as far as freeze bank accounts. And you see this kind of action happening in Canada, and you start to think to yourself, my God, this pandemic has essentially brought us to a place where these kinds of restrictions are being put in place. Could that happen here? I mean, I think that's what the People's Convoy is a little worried about.
Oh, absolutely. It can happen here. I mean, it's happening here. I mean, you can look at California, look at what happened in Michigan, look at New York City. It's happening all over the place. The social passports, getting a social rating. Go to certain restaurants in California without wearing a mask or being vaccinated. So it is happening here, and we need to stop it. I mean, it is an absolute violation of our Constitution, and if we stop it now, we'll never stop it. I mean, they're just going to keep going. They've taken our freedoms an inch at a time, and then all of a sudden we all stop and we look, and it's like they've come 10 miles, and everyone's shocked. We've got to stop this. We've got to push this back and back to a reasonable government again. Like we used to have.
And what's interesting to me, Congresswoman, and I'll pose the final question to you, is that going into the State of the Union, going into the midterm elections, all of a sudden, the mask mandates might be relaxed a little bit. And all of a sudden, we may not be as harsh because the administration does realize that, it could potentially be facing a huge red wave here, and that a lot of these policies are just unpopular and that it needs to ease up, at least in appearance. It's interesting to see that happening, but you realize that essentially some of this stuff was all political weapon.
Weeks away from midterm election, all of a sudden these mandates are unnecessary. What we do now realize is that the left has been following political science rather than medical science, right? And it's just wrong, and it's hurt our kids, it's hurt our businesses, it's hurt industry. I was just in New York a few weeks ago, and I got to tell you, to go have a cup of coffee, you have to show an ID and proof of vaccination to sit and have a cup of coffee. It's crazy to me. The same thing in D.C. And you're seeing it all across the country. But now Democrats realize it's bad for the election, and they're reversing course now.
Yeah. Congresswoman Nancy Mace, Maureen Steele, wonderful to see you tonight. Have a wonderful weekend, ladies. Great to see you. Thank you.